Hey there, folks. This is KlerikReturns returning to you with another episode of Kerbal Space Program. I'm excited because today I can't talk today. Today we're going to start a whole new game. And we're going to do kind of a role-playing kind of situation. Ooh, and I made a flag. Very cool. Very cool. Very proud of myself. I spent way too long working on that. And it still needs work. That's the worst part. Anyway, we're going to do sandbox. Can't wait for career mode to come out. We'll probably start a brand new game when that comes out in, hopefully a few weeks. Maybe a month or two. But it's very, very exciting with all the sciencey, spacey stuff. So here we are, Kerbal Space Program. We're going to do kind of a little bit of a role-playing situation. We're just going to set goals for ourselves. And it's going to be a full building experience, everything. I plan. I might do some time-lapse stuff later when builds get a bit more complicated. But this will kind of be a nice intro for those who are new to Kerbal Space Program. And it'll be just kind of a hangout, fun time. I don't know what else to say. So first goal that we're gonna have. We got goals for ourselves. Our first goal is to make an intercontinental rocket. And because we're just gonna let it crash down, we don't really want to have anyone. Let's see, which one's the small one? That's the small one. We don't want to injure any Kerbals on this. We're not doing permadeath or anything, but it's just gonna be for fun. Fun. Right. So we got our robot here. Our robot will definitely need a battery so we can stay alive. And we're gonna make this aerodynamic. Maybe debating. Let's see. Oh, you know, I had an idea that I wanted to try out. It's gonna be a little weird. It's gonna be kind of an ICBM situation. Let me get. Yep, here it is. Yep, that does attach right there. That's exactly what we want. A solid rocket booster. It's pretty uncommon for people to use those, just because there's no thrust control. It's click and go, and away you go. But we're gonna do it on this one just because we're trying for just getting across the ocean, across the pond, if you will. Not D'Amelia Pond. But let's see, what else do we need? A reaction wheel would probably be helpful, so we can steer more easily. I don't think we'll need RCS because we're not going into orbit, and we don't really need any struts or anything else really holding us together. I think some tail fins would be good to keep us flying mostly straight. Maybe make the let's do a canard. There we go. Just make it easier to guide the missile itself. And let's see, do we need anything else? I think a nose cone. I'm debating if we want to use a parachute. We really don't need to. I think we're just going to crash it right into the ground. I do want to put a solar panel set on here of 4. Just to keep the charge up. I don't know if the solid rocket boosters, well, the liquid ones, when you're thrusting forward, it generates electrical power. But when, I don't know if it's the same for solid rocket boosters. So we'll just stick with what we got there. Make sure I'm not missing anything else important. We need a fun nose cone, so we'll do this little adapter guy right here. And we'll do the nose cone guy. There we go. A little funny looking. Not quite what you would expect. But let's get this down towards the ground. I don't like launching my rockets from too high up. And let us put... oh, we only need just one, please. Thank you. And I saw somebody do this the other day. Can we... Aha! Look at that. That's cool. So we got 2 in the same space, but then they'll both let go at the same time. So we got that going on. We got that. You know, I almost want to stage it, but let's start with this initial rocket launch. It should be very entertaining, at the very least. So here we are going to start with the name of Intercontinental Kerbal Missile, ICKM. Good to go. Save, and first launch of the game. So exciting. So the whole plan. Pardon. Uh-oh. Might crash. Okay, we didn't crash. Pardon if my voice cuts out. It's the current version of Kerbal Space Program. It doesn't really like being recorded for some reason. Let's take a look at where we want to go. It's all kind of one Pangea continent. We're not going to make it to the dark side, that's for sure. I think we should aim for over here. Maybe, I think over here. So kind of a southwesterly direction. We'll shoot for some space over there. I don't think we're going to get there, but just maybe. I mean, these things are extremely powerful. Don't really need that. All right. I'm ready. Are you ready? I think I'm ready. And a countdown in 3, a 2, a 1, I go! And west. West! Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. I'm going to turn on the gentle controls with caps lock and SAS also on. Oh, we need some more altitude, that's for sure. I did it too early. We might have to retry this launch. Yeah, that's going to be a big failure there. We'll see where we get to, though. This rocket is small enough that I feel pretty comfortable doing a time warp. Just so we can get this done with. Ooh, he was going real quick. You can see some of those atmospheric effects. Turn off SAS, just so we can kind of get it as a lawn dart. And we're not even going to make it to this island over here. Awesome! Okay, note to self, rocket needs to be a lot more powerful to get to a different continent. Let's get our splashdown here. Splashdown is always loud. So my apologies on that. Into the water we go. 400 meters, 300, 200, and... Alright, let's head back to our VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building. And let's build something a bit more reasonable for heading to a different continent. So I think we can keep all of our control staging up here still, but this we can get rid of. So I think we're going to go with a liquid-fueled rocket for this. There we go. Here's our liquid-fueled shenanigans, and I think a double tall of one of those just might do it. Overall, we're pretty light. There's no real payload, so I'm thinking we could do engine-wise. We've got the 215 and the 200. See where it says in the third section, engine max power. That's what you're looking for. 200 and 215. The next one is 50, which is nowhere near enough. These are larger diameter engines. Small. This is only 60, and these, however, are 120 each, and rather efficient. So I think it's going to be a little unconventional, but we're going to go for this. This is going to be interesting. We're going to go for this setup. So 4 times 120. You can do that math. That is probably equivalent to 2 of these motors, or engines rather. Or we could do, oh, this 175, the aerospike. That's right. I forgot about this guy. So the 175 is really good medium power. So it's slightly less than this guy, but it has a lot better, what do you call it, miles per gallon? Efficiency. It's got a lot better efficiency than most of the other rocket models. So we're going to go with that one and hope that it has enough to get to another continent. So let's get this guy set, and we'll put some wings on him. Standard canard. Looks good. This looks a little weird up top, but That's the best we can do. So that's all set to go. We get our liquid-fueled rockets this time. Let's save it as ICKM, because that's our ultimate goal, is to get something that'll just go to a different continent. But the liquid-fueled, you have the option... My voice is going to get choppy, and we hope for no crashes, no crashes, no crashes. No whammies. No whammies. Looking good. Alright. So, with the liquid-fueled rocket, you have control. Shift and control on your keyboard will raise and lower the throttle. Let's turn on, hit T for the SAS, make sure it flies in a straight direction, full throttle, and away we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's turn a little bit right off the bat, and let's see how our power does. So we want to head kind of southwest, so let's get a little below the line. And, oh man, this thing really wants to pull down. Get it over. Tap F to turn SAS off and back on. Let's get it. I feel like it's not enough power. I'm trying to pull up, but it is fighting me. That's for darn sure. Let's put a little rotation on it. I totally put it in the wrong direction that way. That's right. It's controlling a little bit easier. Only slightly. Oh man, this is really fighting me. Come on. Okay, I'm just going to let it go, and hope that it flies straightish. Right there. Okay. Alright, it is holding its setting. We are heading up into the atmosphere. We've got our little arrow. The light blue shows us that we're in the densest part of the atmosphere, the lower atmosphere on the surface. Then we've got our middle atmosphere, which is not as dense, and at the top, you've got nearly space, and then space is this last bar up here. So we might get to space, but probably not. I think I want to bring this back a little bit. There, right there. So hold that. So that's going pretty good. I'm actually going to throttle it down a bit just so that we can kind of save on fuel now that we're going at a good clip. We've got our surface speed at 340 meters per second, and our altitude climb is over 100 meters per second. And we're 13,000 meters, 13 kilometers. Let's check our arc here. So we're not gonna get anywhere close. We might, if we're lucky, make it over to this other leg of the same continent. Maybe. But we'll try and get up. Oh, we're only peaking at 20 kilometers. That's not going to be nearly enough. Now that we're up out of the atmosphere, so let's see if we can pull it up a little bit more and maybe get a bigger arc. Yeah, it's a lot easier to steer now that we're mostly out of the dense atmosphere. There's not as much drag trying to pull us down. So we'll see our little directional icon. What would you call this? Like a navigation situation. So we're getting this guy to kind of pull towards where we're pointing. So this actually tells us what direction we're going, and then this tells us what direction we want to go. And so the switch there tells me that we're up in orbit. So I'm going to kill our fuel because we're going way up, 130. Very nice. That is all the way up into space. Space is about 70 kilometers, if I remember right. So I want to do this and this. This is not going to work out well. Yeah, let's see, 16-second burn. We might actually have enough to do that. Let's pull it further this way. That should actually get us where we want to go. 28 seconds. So when we do this little node here, it gives us a mark on our navigation ball that lets us know which direction we need to go. And then down here in the corner we've got our T-minus 2 minutes and counting to an estimated burn of 28 seconds. So that 28 seconds is what the total burn time is going to be. So we want to chop that in half so that we start and then hit our T-minus nothing at halfway through and then finish it out, if that makes sense. So we're looking good. We're up in space. Let's head up, doing a time warp till we get to, let's see, half of 28 is 14, so we'll hit to 14. Oh, and I passed it. That's okay, not super important. But we're throttling up all the way. Making a nice wide turn. I don't think we're going to make it quite. We'll probably make it to these islands here. Island 1. And Island 2. And we're out of fuel. 0, 0. So now we just get to watch our guy fall back from orbit. And, I mean, that's really close. Really close. I think one more iteration of this rocket and we should be good to go, or even a better flight plan might help us out. Let's just zoom. Oh, let's kill the throttle and we'll speed up. And we got our SAS off as soon as we hit the atmosphere. We slow down to 1x speed, but we can do a physics warp, which is a little different. It's a little more dangerous. On less stable ships, they'll actually like fly apart and destroy themselves. But here, I think we should be. Yep, there's the re-entry effects crashing down here into the water. It looks like very cool, moving very quickly, and for some reason it's. See, we can't get nose down at all. It's oh, there we go, nose down, and kerspoosh. So loud every time. All right, good enough. VAB. Okay, what do we need to do to add enough? We either need to add more thrust, so we could use a different engine, right? So I think let's try using the 200. What's it called? 200. Engine power? I don't know. Maybe it's newtons. Probably not newtons. Kilonewtons. I don't even know. But we'll try adding that more powerful engine. So it's going to burn more fuel, but we'll get a fair bit more thrust out of it. So we can get more speed once we get up and out of the atmosphere. And I'm probably going all robot-y here while we're transitioning. But we are ready for our final, hopefully, burn, launch of the ICKM, Intercontinental Kerbal Missile. In 3, 2, 1, go! Let's get a little straight off the bat, and we'll hold it right there. Actually, let's bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. There we go. So we'll hold it kind of here, and that is the general direction we want to go. So we notice up here our speed is up to 100 meters per second climb, and this speed down here, it'll stabilize even if we take a little bit off the throttle, but you'll see that we're burning a lot more fuel a lot more quickly. Let's bring it down a little bit more until we get up to about 10,000 or so meters, or until we hit that medium blue. So let's do a time warp so we can speed this episode up. Oh, that's kind of scary when it does that. Let's slow down our time warp and regain control of our craft. Come on back. Come on back. Up here. Up here. Come on. Hold it right here. Oh, it's so hard to control these sometimes. Up. Okay. That should be good for a while. Let's check our arc. This is going to be nowhere near what we need to be. We're at 10,000, going full throttle, and we're just not going to make it. We'll try. Oh, it is putting me in the wrong direction. Look at that. So I need to go up on this side. Hang out here. It'll pull us in that other direction eventually. Got our nice trail going on of our turn. Wrong way, guys. Sorry. Let's check our arc. We're up at 50. Not too bad. We're still pulling our directional. And the Let's see if we're getting high enough. We're at 100, so I'm going to cut it there. And because once we hit 100, well, once we pass 70, really, we can kind of wait until we get to the top. Because we're in space, we'll have less air resistance, and we'll be able to have a better efficiency on our rocket burn. So let's pull up our nav ball, and let's left click here, add maneuver, and 19 seconds. It's going to be real difficult. Let's pull it this way, because sometimes by doing, oh yeah, it's still going to be 19 seconds. 17. Let's see if we can't get it to a good spot. Because maybe we got 8 or 10 seconds, so we might hit these islands again. Man, I was hoping for a final launch. Okay, so we're gonna burn for that right there. Which when we reach our apoapsis, which is what this is called, apoapsis, we're gonna make this burn here for far less than 17 seconds. But let's see, that would put us at about... wait for 9, 8, and that's good enough. There. Fuel's running out. And we'll probably just have to abort this one. Oh, it's much closer. Okay, we're gonna abort that one because we see that we're just gonna land in the ocean. We're gonna go with the full... Let's see, what can we do? So it seems like even though we used a more powerful rocket, we were not able to get to where we wanted to go. So we need to either add more fuel, which I'm doing here. You know what? Let's add our more powerful rocket engine. And this little extra fuel should get us just what we need to get all the way to a different continent. Awesome. Okay, I feel really good about this one. This is going to be the one. And no crash, no whammy, no crash, no whammy. Awesome. Okay, launching in 3, 2, 1. Oh, let's get it full throttle until we get up, keep going. Alright, so on this one I'm going to wait a little bit before I start to turn, just to be a little bit more efficient, in theory. Okay, so let me throttle it back down a little bit, just so we can conserve just that little bit of fuel. All this going on. Everything looks good. Flying straight as an arrow. And we're at 100. Let's bring it down. So start catching up again. And I think we'll wait until about 5,000 meters or 5 kilometers to start making what's called a gravity turn, to turn in mid-flight under full power, or mostly full power. And 4,000, just passing 100 meters per second here, and looking really good on the fuel. And 9 and 5, start to turn this way and up. Keep it on the 135 right here. That seemed to be about what we needed. So we'll shoot for following this kind of down as we go. So let's move a little bit further. And we're almost at 10,000 meters, so we should have a fairly good apoapsis here. Oh, we're almost at the top of it. So pushing our way. Alright. We are almost out of the atmosphere. We're passing 10 kilometers. So we can throttle up all the way, get some real speed going on as we break through into the medium atmosphere. Yeah, see, we're climbing real quick. Looking good. Got a moon over there. The moon. Moon. It's got the umlaut over the U, so it's a moon, as they say in German. Alright, so I think this one, we got 40. So the thing with building a rocket is it's always a constant balance between having enough fuel and not having too much weight. So by adding this extra fuel, sure, we got the extra bit that we need to get over to where we need to go. Oh, let's cut our fuel there. Yeah, see, lots more fuel left. But at the same time, it does add a lot more weight. So the weight is going to drag on the engine a bit more, make it harder to get enough altitude, etc. Alright, that is a 26-second burn. That's quite a bit. I think we've got just enough to do it, though. So let's turn over to here. Our blue mark letting us know where we need to go. And we will wait until we hit our apoapsis. Oh, we're in physics warp because we're still in the atmosphere. There we go. And now we can zoom up. And let's see, 26 seconds puts us at 13 seconds. Go. Awesome. We just might make it this time. We just might. And 3, 2, 1, go! And burn. Switch to our rocket. We are up in space. There's the sun. Beautiful. Beautiful. On rocket camera view. So cool. Very nice. And it looks like we actually hit it. Yes. We could even, we could even go further. Look at that. We're gonna fully get to, let's go full power. Yeah, see this going up now? And we're all the way up in orbit. Ish. We might, oh yeah, we did. We got an orbit. We got a really big orbit too. Well, this thing's gonna be stuck in space forever now. Achievement gets, I guess. I did not intend to do that at all. That's good and bad. So we won't land intercontinentally, unfortunately. But we will get our first orbit out of that. Easy peasy. Tiny itty bitty rocket. So in this case, we're going to call this an episode right here. But first, here, let's get rid of this. Let's do an orbit. Time warp. So we're at 110 here, 250. That's a lot easier. See, just that little itty bitty bit of adding that extra fuel makes a huge difference, because the difference between making it to another continent and making it into space is surprisingly small. Because once you get up into space and get into orbit, here we go, slow on down. Once you get up into space and into orbit, it doesn't take too much energy, too much power to get to a larger orbit. So here we go. Our first rocket to make it into orbit. And this thing will theoretically fly forever. But we did not put any... Let's turn off our SAS. So we didn't put any solar panels on it, so we can see our electric charge is draining ever so slowly. So this, we can right-click on this one. So the reaction wheels, they take power. The remote guidance unit, the robot, also takes power. And we've got our battery here, which is, with SAS on, it will slowly deplete. Slowly, you can see the numbers up here. 38 is how much it's taken away per second, I think. I'm not 100% certain. And then this one, there's obviously no power down here because we're not burning the engine. But yeah, first rocket into space, not intentionally. Alright, so we're going to leave it with that. This is KlerikReturns saying until I return, thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next episode. See you later.